Qualcomm might be about to do something we don't see very often. Instead of making its next flagship chip faster, it looks like the company is making it cheaper. A brand new leak says Qualcomm is preparing a new processor called the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5V. At first, the name might make you think it's a weaker version of the regular Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Well, that's only partly true. The interesting part is that Qualcomm isn't reducing the CPU performance. Instead, it's cutting back on the graphics side. And honestly, this could be a very smart move. Let's break it down. According to the latest leak, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5V will still be built using TSMC's advanced 3nm process, so you're still getting the same modern manufacturing technology. It will also keep the same Oryon CPU cores running at up to 4.6 GHz. That means everyday performance should feel almost identical to the standard Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Opening apps, browsing the web, editing videos, using AI features and multitasking should all remain extremely fast. So where is Qualcomm saving money? The answer is the GPU. The Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5V will still use the Adreno 840 GPU, but it will run at lower clock speeds. On top of that, the graphics memory has reportedly been reduced from 18 MB down to 12 MB. That might not sound like a huge difference, but for demanding games, it can definitely have an impact. So why would Qualcomm do this? The biggest reason is simple: money. Over the past year, the cost of smartphone parts has gone up. Memory prices have increased, storage has become more expensive, and phone makers are trying very hard to keep flagship phones from becoming even more expensive. Instead of raising prices too much, companies are looking for small ways to reduce costs without changing the overall experience. That's exactly where this new chip fits in. For most people, the difference probably won't even be noticeable. If you mainly use your phone for social media, videos, messaging, photography, or even casual gaming, you'll likely never notice the weaker GPU. But gamers might. The good news is that this chip still looks very capable. According to the leak, popular games like Honor of Kings, Delta Force, and Peacekeeper Elite should still run at stable frame rates, so competitive mobile games shouldn't be a problem. The biggest challenge comes with heavier games. Titles like Genshin Impact are expected to lose some performance during very demanding scenes. That doesn't mean the game becomes unplayable, it simply means you may see a few frame drops when lots of effects, enemies, or large environments appear on the screen. Even then, the experience should still be very good. There's another advantage people aren't talking about enough: heat. The regular Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 is incredibly powerful, but when you're pushing that GPU hard during long gaming sessions, it can get pretty warm. By slightly reducing the GPU performance, Qualcomm may also reduce power consumption. Less power usually means less heat, and less heat often means the phone can keep its performance for a longer time without throttling. So in some situations, the cheaper chip could actually feel more consistent during extended gaming sessions. That's something many gamers will appreciate. The first phone expected to launch with this processor is the Redmi K100 Pro in China. According to the leak, it could arrive as early as next week. For now, this chip will probably stay in the Chinese market. It's unlikely we'll see it in the United States anytime soon, especially since Samsung is currently the biggest company using Qualcomm's top flagship processors there. This leak also tells us something bigger about Qualcomm's future strategy. Instead of releasing only one flagship chip every year, Qualcomm now seems ready to launch several different versions. Some will focus on maximum performance, others will focus on efficiency, and now we're even seeing versions focused on lowering costs. That gives phone makers much more flexibility. A gaming phone can use the most powerful chip available. A regular flagship can choose a more balanced version, and companies can build premium phones without pushing prices even higher. Personally, I think this is a smart idea. Not everyone needs the absolute fastest GPU. Many people simply want a phone that feels fast, has great battery life, stays cool, and costs a little less. If Qualcomm can deliver that with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5V, it could become a very popular option. Of course, we still need to wait for real-world testing before making any final conclusions. Leaks don't always tell the full story. But if these reports are accurate, Qualcomm may have found a clever way to balance performance, efficiency, and price at a time when smartphone components are becoming more expensive than ever before. Now I want to hear from you. Would you buy a phone with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5V if it saved you money while keeping almost the same CPU performance? Or would you rather pay more for the full Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 experience? Let me know what you think in the comments.